the series, and then all of a sudden you push into a long yardage situation, 2nd and 14. You want to make sure you keep them out of these tough situations early on.
Call screen. Yeah, good call. And if you pick it up, you pick it up. There you go. Got it. Take care of your own guys. I think, like they were saying up top, you know, people who come in, they realize if I do what I'm supposed to do, they're going to take care of it.
Sticks it right on Baker. Little hook route to the right.
Which are mine. Hey, let's give Joe Miller some love. That thing said 246 pounds. He said he's down around 235. He said he's got on a good diet. He understands what he needs to do. Lost weight when he left out of here.
What was it? One bowl of cereal instead of two?
Yep. This has probably been the best they've run the ball on this drive with a couple run plays that I've hit.
Move it. Look out. Get out of here. Fans love it. They love
there
it.
There he goes.
Speaking of Cam, I remember when he did that to Nikovich down there in that Monday night game down in Carolina. Very similar here.
Not many times you're going to break 3 or 4 tackles in the back end and get 13 yards. So Joe Miller, not sure if he wants.
You happy with the way these guys are playing?
So far, all the guys are playing well. They're playing their technical fundamentals. There he is. Told you, he's going to move.
First and 10, a second first and 10. You end up with a first and 15. And running, but the big thing was Joe Miller stepped up in the pocket, looking down the field to get rid of the ball. As he pump fakes and almost loses it, probably helpful to have those big mitts on the ball. Then he runs, though, but...
You guys are the same age. Oh, nice look. Oh, man. That's a tough.
1st and 10.
There he is again.
On sweep. Bounces off one tackle and gets across midfield.
And he was covered by a linebacker. I would say it might have been Masao trying to cover a wide receiver, deep crosser.
Draw to Baki, makes one-man miss inside the 30. And a good run there to the Giant 27-yard line.
They pick up 13 and they're knocking on the door. Washington wrapped up and taken down. Big play by, he can flat out fly. Number 25. Little end around. This is Washington with room. 40. Midfield. And down at the 46-yard line of the Falcons. He is something else. 2nd and 15. Penix over the middle. Washington is open and that's a first down.
The quarterback's coach that talked to him about that and talk about diet and all the different things, working out, getting some different exercises that are going to help him be a little bit more shifty in the backfield and do some of those things. So I think there's an abundance of those guys in this football team that's going to pay dividends down the road.
Here's Wright again. Hits the hole. Gets the first down. Knocked out of bounds. 5'11", 210 with sprinter speed. Jalen Wright gets the call again. Left side again. Wright stays on his feet. He's got another first down.
I told you that challenge was wrong.
Here's Jalen Wright up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown! The rookie out of Tennessee in the end zone.
You know, I think that the balance of the veterans and the rookies that they brought in, or the young guys they brought in, really have done a good service to the
Look
team.
out! Here goes Wright. Inside the 40 for the first down.
Gets the chance to show what he can do in a game. Pickett will throw. Plenty of time. Slings it and it's broken up by Nate Wiggins.
Terrell Austin, defensive coordinator, want his team to come up with a play, a takeaway at this point. Here comes a blitz. Beanie Bishop had blitz. That is Cade Stover. It's an inside handoff there, and it's Jordan again. Jordan, this time to the outside, gets a nice bit of blocking. That's a 10-yard gain.
His offseason. On 2nd down and 4. Quick toss complete for a first down. Out to the Eagles' 43-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Pickett Going down the far sideline, and it's off the back of Nate Wiggins, who had plaster coverage, Rod. Kenny Pickett to throw. Flush from the pocket, slings it, and it is broken up by Nate Wiggins again. What an opening series for the Ravens' first-round draft pick. John Harbaugh here at age 37. And his pass is broken up. Pickett on the rollout, finds Shipley, and he finds the end zone. 3rd down and 2. Johnson to throw. Extending, running, tripped up and taken down at the line of scrimmage. On 4th and 2. Leary's pass is caught, and a nice move by Dayton Wade to extend the drive down inside the 20-yard line. By Dayton Hall for an 11-yard gain and a Ravens first down. Leary throws back to Wade. He's to the 10, the 5, and he's down to the 4-yard line. Right side. Quarterback sneak.
He's in.
Devin Leary in for the touchdown. Eye where they think the ball, and then marked it with their feet. We're not talking surgical precision here. Milton will barrel his way down into Ravens territory to the 42-yard line with 2:10 left to play.
Spread it out on 3rd down. Daniels pulls the trigger, looking for the deep ball down the sideline, and it's hauled in. De'Ami Brown, great snag for the first down.
But you see here, this is the element he brings to this. LSU, yeah, dynamic passer, but when you got an Eckler and a combination there, nice job by the receiver clipping the slot defender there, Jalen Key. You see the tight ends coming off. They were able to really lock the edge, bigger body.
Taylor, quick hitter underneath. It's Corley. And he tried to double back the other way. Washington sniffed it out. 4th down for the Jets. It's a loss of 1.
Keeping the standard, and then taking it to the next level. Speaking of the standard, 1 year we talked, and you talked about keeping the main thing. Agent Zero right there. What's that? Agent Zero. I'm excited to see that one play.
It's Allen again. First down. Long strides for Allen. Bang down inside the 35. Davis had 18 touchdowns for the Jackrabbits last season. Peasley connects. Davis after the catch inside the 15. 2nd and 2 for Washington. Surratt got up on his own. Rodriguez gets hit behind the line of scrimmage by Stiggers, pressing the line. The door is open just a bit potentially for the 3rd preseason game against the Giants. Wide open downfield, Ben Sinnott. They're very high on Sinnott, and you could see why. Carrying tacklers with him. Huge play for Washington. In the pocket, Hartman delivers. Sinnott with a stiff arm and a first down after the catch, creating 13 yards. That'll move the chains for the Commanders. It was a 4th-round pick in 2019. Hartman going through his reads. And a BB over the middle. It's caught for a first down by McCaffrey.
Williams with time, standing in the pocket, now fires and completes it to DJ Moore. Ed Oliver out of the blue medical tent on the Buffaloes sideline. He'll stay there for this 1st down and 10 play. Pressure coming. Williams flicks one and completes it to Swift into Buffalo territory. And he's tripped up around the 20-yard line. Taylor Rapp on the tackle from the 12-yard line. Keenan Allen in motion. Williams on the run, connects with DJ Moore. A stiff arm to pick up the first down and still going. Finally wrestled to the ground by DeMar Hamlin. Now on the Bills Wall of Fame, Steve Tasker. Williams play action, fakes it. Smoot doesn't buy the fake this time, but Williams connects. What a throw by Caleb Williams. 3rd down and 9. Play clock at 1. Williams takes the snap out of the shotgun. Steps up. He's going to run it. Williams off to the races. First down and more And as he learned doing the slip and slide, as we saw in Hard Knocks, he wisely gets down with a first down run. Trubisky to Davis out of the backfield, gets by one, still going, and picks up a first down, and that's what the Bills like about Ray Davis, a gain of 13.
If he would have run to the right, he could have had a chance to get rid of that down the field. There were some guys that were there.
Bills thought this play was going to be blown dead. Instead, Trubisky is blown up. Daniel Hardy with the third down sack, but the offensive line froze.
Two veterans like those two players.
You know, them are legends, Hall of Famers in my eyes. You know, they played 7 years in this system, and, you know, they taught me everything I know. And I won't be.
And you think back to the preseason a year ago when Hamlin was returning to the field, there were so many questions. How's he going to look? How will he handle contact as Bouchel goes down? And now you fast forward a year.
Alexander Madison, the former Vikings in the game at tailback. He's 22 as O'Connell goes back to pass, fires over the middle, it's caught at the 35. That's the rookie Brock Bowers. Look out, he's good.
But he being able to churn out another 2, 3, 4 yards, that's what you want out of a back who's going to touch the ball 30 times a game.
O'Connell play action, Dallas Turner hit him, but he got it off. Pass right, caught Bowers 15. He'll get to the first down and more.
Neither team choosing to run the football deep in the red zone.
O'Connell back to pass, he's hit, and he's sacked. That's number 1 for Dallas Turner. It's only preseason, but it's the first of many sacks to come.
As he becomes stronger, I think Rouse might be a starter in this league.
J.J. McCarthy, here's his first pass. Fastball over the middle, caught Jalen Naylor at the 50. Jalen Naylor gets back the penalty yardage and more. 18-yard connection.
Going into this season with Aaron Jones as your starter, there's going to be a need for 2 and 3 running backs. So he's going to have plenty of opportunities, I think, this year to start running the football.
McCarthy play action, fires left, caught Tristan Jackson, and McCarthy got hit as he unfurled the ball.
Well, the Raiders decide to play a little bit of, it looked like man-to-man, the play action, and then a couple of defenders decided to blitz at Wake Forest and then switched the guard his senior year and did a great job.
They blitzed McCarthy. He bounced off it, and now he gets loose across the 50 to the 46 of the Raiders. That's a run of 8 yards. Good for a Vikings first down.
Can they hold their own and set the edge when you get a linebacker or a safety blitzing up inside?
JJ has thrown an interception, goes back to pass, throws to the right, caught Tristan Jackson at the 25. First down for the Minnesota Vikings. Gardner Minshew, 3rd and 8, 10-point lead. Going to try a screen left side, but it was batted away at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be incomplete. Brown Jr. out of the shotgun, 3rd and 19, and they're going to run it. It's a nice run, but it's going to be far shy of the first down for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Now what we're seeing out of JJ right here is just his ability to look out to his
try to pick out that third receiver.
McCarthy shotgun on 3rd down. Raiders blitz again. Pass over the middle. Good catch, Nick Muse.
Good catch, Nick.
Yep.
And I mean, I think I'm gonna be the Jets, man. I think I'm gonna keep. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here it is.
He's been balling too. Hey, them LSU guys. Hey, it's on.
Oh, there we go. I mean, are you kidding me, Justin?
Firstly, looking at the pre-snap is already man-to-man. So I'm going verticals. Oh, good route out here, boy.
Were you talking about Tristan? Under center, Trent Sherfield Sr., veteran, short motion to the right, play action.
Got him!
Probably not. Guy in his mid-20s.
No idea at all.
0.
Yes. All right.
And Marshawn Lloyd bounces back outside. He's going to get some yardage inside the 40. He did a nice job just to make his way and get some positive yards on it.
Had that game-winning drive that led to a Dustin Hopkins walk-off field goal, and now hopefully he can get started with a little screen.
That is John Kelly. Gets it and gets a first down, but he loses the rock, and Green Bay is on it.
So we did talk to your old Ohio State teammate, Mike Hall Jr., about your hoops game. You have any guesses on what he said?
I don't know. He probably said I can hoop a little bit.
David, you're not supposed to let them post anything until you already get the papers.
I didn't know what I was doing until I did it, so.
So,
how exciting. And he's loved. A guy who was chewing dog bones back in the day, now coaching for the Cleveland Browns.
Jamari Thrash, the 5th rounder out of Louisville with his first NFL catch. Aditi?
You know, the best thing that a tight end could ever do against a linebacker is hold him. So ask Vrabel if he's teaching those tight ends how to hold.
Well, there is the best pass play of the day as Thrash catches it and gets it inside of Packers territory. Great perspective there, Aditi.
I try to, just be the best I can be every day, and just trying to focus on certain things that can further my game, to where I want it to be. So, yeah, man, just...
Trask, handoff, Irving, found the seam, got into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Loaded up the safety room. You get Geno Stone from Baltimore, and then you bring back Von Bell. On the excitement there is Trask. Fires. That is picked up. Pulled in by Josh Newton. Wolford out of the gun. Wolford is sacked. Zach Taylor wanted to see more pressure on the quarterback.
Those competitive juices and that edge to you, but it's something that can really carry into the regular season, and that's how it's been for during training camp.
As one of the veteran leaders on this defense, what have you been stressing to some of the younger guys, especially in the secondary?
On to Tennessee, then Atlanta. Woodside throwing deep. Showing out on this drive. Wolford looks, delivers over the middle into the zone at the 25, keeping his feet, and Jefferson into the red zone as we hit the 2-minute warning. What a run. Bachlan, the tight end, motions right. Woodside, pressure up the middle. Woodside going deep down the left side. Wolford, Jefferson. There you go. Continuing the push toward the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Chiefs with just a single high safety here on 3rd down. Beathard to throw. Pocket collapsing, turns and launches down the field. He's looking for Brian Thomas, and Thomas pulls it in at the 40-yard line with the corner and a safety coming over the top. And Cook is going to throw. Step up, try to get out of the pocket. And there are Jaguars there. Tyler Lacey covered him up.
There's a lot of quickness to him, and they're hoping he can seize this job. Presley Harvin punts it away. A lot of wide receivers trying to make this team. Beautiful spiraling punt. Fielded at the 10. Jaquan Jackson making something happen here. Second big return of the night for the Titans. First on a kickoff return, now on a punt return. Jaquan Jackson, first time he catches the ball or touches the ball. I know they're going to find a way to get open, and when all else fails, you go find one of them.
Tennessee was 7 out of 10 on 3rd down. That's not going to get it done. They're kicking the ball around, and San Francisco eventually comes up with that one.
Brandon Rice, one-on-one to the right. It's a handoff to Spiller again, and he goes nowhere. Absolutely stuffed by the rookie Byron Murphy. Their first-round pick out of Texas, DJ.
A tremendous example he would.
So on a 3rd and 10, stick in the air and nearly intercepted off the hands of Johnson. Kobe Bryant nearly had his second pick. And here comes a blitz and swatted at the line of scrimmage. Ty Shelby gets his mitt on it.
Michael Carter in here on 3rd down. Ritter back to throw. Dumps it off, but they'll be short of the line to gain. Xavier Weaver on the catch, McKinstry on the tackle.
Now, I could be wrong on that, David, but I think he's really grown very, very well here in year 2.
Rattler steps up from the 4. Rattler, everybody covered. Rattler taking off. Heading for the pylon. Drilled, though, out of bounds. So now the Saints, with all their timeouts, down a point, trying to get the field goal range. Spencer Rattler back to throw. And it's a strike for a first down to Morgan to the 38, a gain of 13.
Now makes his Indianapolis Colts debut. Trey Sermon in the backfield with him. Catch made, first down. That is A.D. Mitchell, the second-round draft pick. Lara, thank you. Perine, the third down back, is in there for Denver. Nix is looking that way and has a man. That should be a first down. And because of trying to get the younger quarterback some reps, Nix throws, touchdown. Touchdown grab for Denver. Marvin Mims Jr. on the touchdown reception.
They are playing a heavy front, which I hope becomes a part of their defense.
McLaughlin by his lonesome. First down. Spins away from the tackle of Trevor Denbo. Abraham over to make the play. Play clock is at 12 as the Broncos get set. And just slam it with Estime and touchdown.
Second effort. Leo made a good hit in there behind the line of scrimmage, but it wasn't enough.
I want to show that I am back. What do you need to see from yourself over the course of the preseason to be ready for that week 1 against Houston?
Man, whenever I do get my opportunity, oh snap. But whenever I get my opportunity, I just got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, well, our backup defenders just haven't stopped him. They haven't even slowed him down. Okay, end zone.
From the goal line at Gould. Gets a seal block from Cleveland, bounces it outside, and will be steered by Lutz towards midfield, but by far the best return for either side today's game.
They're going to run. They'll run something quick here just to try to get back. Quick flat out there trying to, missed tackle.
And with that, first down and more, and Watson gobbles up all kind of yardage.
Second down now from the 6. Left, Davis running left, chased and hit and dropped in the backfield. Good job, Ruskies. Second and 11, Rams backing up 5 after the Rivers run. Over the middle, it's Whittington who breaks the tackle. Jordan Whittington inside the 20, inside the 10. Went to Ohio U, put up good numbers in here trying to make the Rams. Bennett on third down, has time, has Whittington, and he's got another one. Has another Rams first down. Tackle there by Wanye Thomas.
And then got sick, unfortunately, and kind of been out. He's been out ill for the last few days. So that's also probably part of it. Is I think they probably feel there's some snaps there they want to see him get to kind of catch up some of the time he's missed.